So today I had a thought that actually turned my world upside down. What if on my sim racing rig that everything I've added to it was actually a upgrade when technically that all the things I've added on since I've used the controller was really just a downgrade. Talk about a headache, man. So what I thought today for the video, I'm gonna get the humble PS5 controller, man. We're gonna pit it against my sim racing rig in a side-by-side comparison. Gonna go pretty much as hard as I can on both, but we're gonna keep it pretty fair and a bit scientific. So let's get into what's gonna happen for the video. Subscribers and members of the channel know I've put well over 1,000 hours into this sim rig now, so I'm very well comfortable, very well versed, and I feel right at home with it. But I thought it'd be interesting just to see, even though I've kept it within a budget, it still cost me thousands. But is the gap between a controller and a sim rig really that big and warrant the cost of a sim racing rig? So to test this, what I've actually gone and done, I'm going to go to time trial today. We're going to Greece. The stage is Pines Epidaxi, which is only a short stage. It's only 5.38 k's in length, so not too bad at all. But what the clutch of this whole video idea is, I'm going to go into it blind. I do not know this stage. Genuinely, I do not know it. I'm going to give myself 10 attempts on the sim racing rig. The fastest time on that is what I'll verse on the controller. And I decided to give myself a controller because I haven't done so much with a controller for car racing games since I've had this sim racing rig, so over a year now. I decided to give myself 20 attempts on a controller, so pretty interesting. Also, with the controller, I've actually found something you can add to the controller to make it very, very smooth, a lot quicker than you'd actually think it would be. But stay tuned towards the end of the video and I'll show you what that little addition to the controller is. So with that, let's get into the comparison side by side and let's just see if it's even worth spending the money on a sim rig versus controller. Let's get into it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 100, flat right of a crest jump, 30, 6 left, into 6 right of a bump, into 3 left, into slow, tight 4 right, into 6 left, middle of a crest, into 4 left, very long, 5 right of a bump, slow 70, keep left of a crest, unseen 2 left, tightens long, into 4 right, opens of a crest, slow 30, turn 2 right tightens, opens, into 6 left long of a crest, into 6 right, and 6 left, opens long of a bumps, 50, 5 rights of a crest, early 5 left, 70, crest and unseen, open hairpin left. Into 6 right of a crest, keep left of a crest, 80, keep right of a jump, 80, unseen, 3 right, into 5 left, very long, opens, 30. Narrow, keep right of a crest, opens 30, 6 right, into 4 left long, 60, 4 right long, tightens 2, opens 100, 6 left and 6 right of a crest, keep left of a 30, 6 right, opens 50, don't cut, 5 left of a crest, 30 of a crest, 6 right long, 6 left, keep left of a 50, don't cut, 5 right, slow 4 left, don't cut, opens, middle of a 220. Slow 6 right, 6 left long, tightens 3, don't cut. 80, 4 right long, 50. 3 left, don't cut, into slow, 5 right of a crest, into unseen hairpin left, opens, into 6 right, 50, slow 3 right, opens long, into unseen, 1 left long, don't cut. Keep right of a 50, 6 left, into 6 right, into don't cut 6 left, 6 right narrow, opens 50, 6 right of a bump, and keep left and short 4 right, 100, over 2 jumps, 4 right, opens, keep left of a jump junction, 120, don't cut 2 left long, tightens, 80, 6 right, extra long, caution tightens 3, into 6 left of a crest, 60, keep right of a crest, into 3 right long, into 2 left, don't cut, tightens narrow, into 6 right, into 6 left long, to jump, left over 50, caution slow, 2 right, very long, tightens, 50, 4 left long, tightens 3, opens middle of a jump maybe, 50, caution, 2 right long, tightens, into 5 left, 120, over bumps, 5 right, extra long, caution, tightens 2, narrow, into 4 left, keep right, and flat left, 50 over bumps, 4 right tightens, don't cut, 4 left, opens 200, over bumps, over finish, 2 left, don't cut, to stop.
Bet you didn't see that coming, did ya? Be honest, I kind of expected it, but let's get into it a little bit more. And for the eagle-eyed guys who really know rally, you can see what's happened. But 3 minute 55.43 on a controller, 3 minute 57.416 on a wheel. Coming down to it, what's happened is on the controller, I've obviously had more stage time. So I've learned a bit more of the cuts, a bit more of the braking zones, and obviously the gears around the corners. That's where I've made the time up there. Honestly, if you put them back to back and I had the same amount of time on the wheel, it'd be as good or maybe quicker. But to be honest, not a hell of a lot of difference, man. Not really at all. So did I waste thousands of dollars on the sim rig? Drop a comment below if you reckon I did. But there is pros and cons to both. Before we get into that though, what I actually use for the controller as a little helper, if you were watching the controller, you'd probably see it on the end of my steering wheel, the toggle stick, is one of these, man. This little thing clips on the end of your controller, and I used to use these for Call of Duty, believe it or not. Most of the Call of Duty guys do, and what it is, it's actually a Control Freaks controller grip, I think that's what it's called. But the whole goal of this thing is, in Call of Duty, it actually extends the height of your stick, which gives you finer control with your thumb, which therefore means more precise aiming. And in a car game, I thought, hey, why don't you adapt that, get a bigger range of motion for the actual wheel, and therefore instead of being really jerky, you probably would have seen I was doing pretty smooth corners, man. So not a bad investment for like the 20 bucks Australian, whatever it is. So if you guys on a controller, I recommend one of these. So in the comparison, I kept all the settings the same, all of the assists or whatever that were on or off, gear shifting, everything was the same. Exactly the same tune, which I'll actually put up here now if you want to copy it. But let's get into some pros and cons for both of the devices, and can probably help you make a better decision of what you want to buy. So straight away, pro for the controller is the cost, man. Pretty much free, or with minimal upgrades such as that little stick extender, 30 bucks, pretty competitive. The sim rig on that is a con, very expensive, and the bills continue to grow, man. As stuff breaks or wears out, you have to replace it, or once you get a little bit familiar with how you're using stuff, you upgrade stuff to get better, so it's always ongoing. A con for the controller, well, to be honest, that would be just feel. The general feel through the controller isn't much. You get the vibration, which it's okay, but you can't really feel really good tire slip. You can't nail stuff very accurately as well, just because of the range of motion and just how it is as a controller, you know, a bit of a con. That's pro for the wheel, as with the wheel rotation, you have the feedback, or the force feedback through the wheel, you can really feel what's going on under you. Like these days, man, I was blown away when I first got the wheel, since using one as a child. I did not know there was so much feedback now in games, and like, you really can be consistent. That's one of the bigger things between the two, you know. Controller, I'm nowhere near as consistent, even in this little comparison, you know. Some runs are very different to that one. And whereas a wheel, man, you can do 10 runs and probably 7 of them are pretty much identical. Another pro for the controller would be, obviously, space. It's a tiny little thing, you just sit on your desk or under your desk or wherever you want to put it. Con for a sim rig is obviously the space, man. I had to literally build this whole room that we're in right now by hand to fit this thing in, because As you guys know, I recently had a baby, a little girl. She's healthy. But that turned into the nursery, which is my gaming room. So I had to move out here. So that's a pretty big con for that one as well. Another con for the sim rig would be if you're on console, you're pretty limited to the games you can play, man. Not in the sense of how many actual car games there are, but how many games are actually nice on a wheel. A bit of a random, or a bit of a general consensus that just on a car game you can use a wheel. You can, but they feel horrible. Whereas on a controller, that's a pro because it all feels exactly the same. They're tailored for a controller. Like, let's take Forza Horizon 5, for example. I've been playing it. Recently released to PlayStation, which upset a lot of you Xbox guys, I know, but it's here, we've got it. And, yeah. So with that, the game when it came out was just optimized for a controller, man. It's just how it was, and how it still is now. Using it now on a sim, I've meddled with settings. So many, dude, seriously. I can get the drifting stuff to feel nice, but the actual racing stuff just feels really vague is the best way to put it. It's just not optimized for a wheel. So that can make or break a game for you if you're a dedicated sim guy. Controller, not going to worry as much. Another thing I'd say would be a con for a sim rig would be the actual wiring. There's a lot of wires that go into this thing. Even when you see my little walk around, that was more so you could see what goes on behind it as well. A lot of cables, dude. Even though my cable management isn't too bad, it's still very hard to be neat, and they're just there. So compared to a controller, when you're not charging it, it's pretty much a hands-free device. You can literally do whatever you want, as well as PS remote play, if you guys do that as well. But massive pro and con there as well. And then a huge con for the sim rig as well, as no one would actually tell you this, but you might not even know, is if you have a small confined space that you're in, like a room that's not that big, the heat that these things actually put out is pretty extraordinary, man. Just because of the internal fans that's built into the wheel, as well as if you run it through a laptop or a computer, whatever you do on the PC itself. Dude, my temperatures here climb by, you know, say like a static temperature right now would be 19. If I play this for half an hour, you're looking at 24, 25 degrees pretty easily. So you have to have a ventilated area or an aircon running all the time. So heat is an issue. To my side is obviously the price of an aircon or, you know, a window open, whatever. But at night time, you have a window open, as you know, you're going to get bugs in, even with a fly screen. So there is that. But what it really comes down to, man, is if you can afford the rig, I highly encourage you guys to try it at least. I know Logitech has some really nice baseline stuff. It's pretty cheap. A lot of my subs actually use it. And to be honest with you guys, if you're familiar with Gran Turismo 7, some of the top guys are still using like the base model Logitech wheels. So you don't need to spend thousands of dollars to get into it just to see if you like the taste. But I will warn you that when you do get into it, you'll love it, man. That's what happened to me. I bought it just to try it. I had my freaking wheel mounted on the desk and just fell in love with the whole aspect of it. Really, really cool. Very immersive. And yeah, it's just turns into a whole different kettle of fish if you want to upgrade, man. It gets very expensive. And to get the most out of stuff, you know, you're obviously going to switch to a monitor and it can get pricey. But man, if you just want to get into it, just gradually upgrade over time. Awesome. But yeah, that's just my little comparison today to, you know, for you guys that use controller, you know, you don't need to feel bad about using a controller, man. They're fun. I actually really enjoyed it, to be honest, and I'd happily make more videos on a controller. I was pretty surprised I beat my time. But yeah, I really had a great time on a controller. So actually humbled me a bit to beat my own time on a controller, if I'm honest, but that's how these things go, man. I try to keep it as fair as I can. Obviously I did, so I'm not biased one side or the other. Gaming's gaming, man. As long as you have fun, that's all that counts. Consider liking the video if you can. Really helps me out. And as always, have a good day, good morning, or a good night, and take it easy.